Hey guys, Tom itself here. You know, I had more or less concluded that the Recon Kit was, the least useful of the kits, so I decided to make myself play it for a while and see what I could do with it and get the best use out of it I could. And, figure things out. Now, I'm not much of a long-range sniper. I'm okay at the medium range, pull out an SKS or whatnot. But my personal favorite thing to do is to take out one of the PDWs. Now, most of these only have 20-round magazines to start out with, and if you plan on spraying from the hip, that's not really enough. So I find myself running extended mags on, well, everything but the P90. The first clip here is the MP7, and, I have two different clips really, and I'm trying to kind of tie them together, just make it the first base on rush defensive Grand Bazaar. Now, there's nothing particular about these strategies and tactics to this part of Grand Bazaar. It's just they both fit together here, and I figured it was a good way to tie the video together. Now, the Recon class obviously comes with the spawn beacon, but you've also got the MAV, the SOFLAM, if you want to go purely support, but my choice, I like being out in front and getting kills, and so I like to go with the motion sensor. So let's go ahead and talk about some tactics. Grand Bazaar has lots of really great ways for both the attackers and the defenders to try to flank around and get behind the enemies. What you're going to see me do here first is run probably one of the most popular flank routes in the game, just because it's easy and it's so effective. You just dart out of bounds for a second and you come back in behind a whole bunch of enemies, and I get giddy. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do in this situation. So I throw a grenade and then I shoot. Look at those points, but there's probably a more effective way to deal with this situation when I get behind a whole bunch of them. Again, I have extended bags and not the silencer. They're too busy dealing with the teammates in front of them that, hey, I plow through all of them. I guess that works, although, I don't know, do I let that grenade explode, or do I just run up and start trying to knife people? I don't know what the best plan is there. Now, why is that flank route so effective? Because you're coming from a direction they don't expect you to be coming from, essentially out of bounds from their spawn. Now, if you see the spawn beacon there, you can guess where this is going. If we still were defending that MCOM station that's right there, that they've blown up, then, it might be nice to spawn in, you'd be on the other side of the hall, but now it means I'm going to be coming from a direction they're not expecting. Defenders can come up Action Street, these guys aren't expecting this, and it's just so noisy that I guess they didn't hear the beeping, and it's a dark corner, they didn't see it. They're all focused on where my teammates are, and I get to spawn in right behind them. So as defenders on this map, the tempting thing to do that really doesn't work out so well is to hunker down in the Bravo room. Just because the enemies will start reviving each other and you can't push out to really keep them from doing that, and because you'll get attacked from both sides, and eventually, people will have to sprint all the way back from deployment because they won't have squad mates to spawn on in the room. So making it so that they can't just focus all their attention right on that room really helps. So spawning in on opposite sides of the room and trying to flank around the enemies as they're putting all their attention onto the Bravo room really helps. And so just spawn in from locations, put those spawn beacons where in directions the enemies aren't going to be expecting reinforcements directly to come from. It's not always the outside of the map. Maybe it's in the middle of the map. It's just that element of surprise that if you can get it in a dark corner, you can do some really mean things, or you might, get knifed. So that more or less covers my ideas on trying to make the most effective use possible of the spawn beacon. Now, let me go ahead and talk about what I managed to do with the motion sensor. Now, there are a couple ways that you can, try to tip the odds of a gunfight in your favor. And one way is to catch people sprinting. It just means they're disarmed, and you're going to get the first shot on them. The motion sensor really does help. You wait until the guy's out of cover, step around, and spray him down. In this particular situation, guys probably do check this doorway when they first come around the corner. They decide it's safe, and they go ahead and sprint up, and that's when I get my easy kills. Given the range limitations, both due to damage and recoil of the PDWs, and this is the PDW-R, by the way, in this set of clips, I'd really rather them get quite a bit closer before I engage in that gunfight. Because right when they come around the corner, not only they're more likely to be ready for it, it's not as much to my advantage when they're that far away. Also, when they get further out of cover, it means any teammates they have coming to revive them, well, it's going to be more risky for them too. Even though I say that, I get antsy and I go ahead and look around the corner, spray all over the place and don't get anything. But after I do that, I do something smart, and that is I pre-fire this corner as I come around it. He's going to be suppressed, and I'm close enough that it's not going to be an issue. And since I've got extended mags, I can go ahead and spray a few rounds and not worry about running out of ammo before he's dead, especially when it's just one guy. So most of the decision about where to try to set up kind of a trap like this is going to come down to being able to get in and out of cover easily, and having a long enough area that enemies are going to want to sprint through after they've checked and think it's clear, that you can step around and kill them. Also, you don't want to end up anywhere with too many enemies, because I still have trouble. 1 is good, 2 is maybe, and well, running into 3 people is kind of a bad thing. Heroic disarm? Not that time. But they go get it. I spawn in on my spawn beacon and decide to harass them for a little bit before they get up to the next base. And I have a few guys who try to stick around and try to play the game. Just end up wasting tickets for their team. One thing that I've been trying to get better at is turning off my laser, my tactical light, when I want to be really sneaky. Situations like this one. The other thing I'm doing is I'm waiting until I've fired some shots before I go ahead and put my motion sensor down, just because I don't want that beeping, as it might alert someone to my presence. So, anyway, I managed to pick up a few kills here before we move on to the second base. But that is going to cover it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Maybe it was useful. But, anyway, I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you later.
Hey, I need some rounds. I need new rounds. I need ammo. I need some fucking ammo. Requesting some fucking ammo, man.